track that color.
There's a land I walk that existing room.
Turf track you.
They do.
Disqualified.
I'm able to start today, and I'm going to introduce you to Kate Willis. Downtown Hope were packed as numerous members of
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick pass.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage. breaking news and sports coverage. I'm April Ford today, and I'm going to introduce you to Kate Willis, the downtown hope where Packers and First Memphis.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick pass.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
All right, welcome back to another week of Hope Bobcat football. We are here in Hot Springs, home of the Trojans. We want to thank Swark today for allowing us to broadcast this game for you guys tonight. I'm Ryan Holly. I'm here with Coach Ricky Rhodes, and we're looking for another good game of football.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hope coming off a big win last week with a great morale builder. So, we're expecting good things out of Hope again tonight.
I agree. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. We got two really good teams. On Hope's side, we have a really, really strong defense, and Hot Springs, they have a bunch of weapons on offense, so it's going to be a really good matchup. If we can keep our defense in check and get to that quarterback as soon as possible on the passing and the pass rush, we can really trouble them. On the offensive side of the ball, I believe Lindsay is going to have a really strong game tonight. Hot Springs has a pretty decently sized defensive line, but Lindsay being the smaller, powerful back he is, he can get off the ball really fast and maybe break through that first line of defense.
Yeah. What I've been watching the offensive line doing a great job all year of just moving and making holes for Lindsay to run through. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Bobcat offense come alive tonight.
I agree, and as the referee signals, we are waiting to see who's going to receive the ball tonight. And it looks like the Hope Bobcats will be deferring to the second half as we have won the toss, and Hot Springs will receive this first half. We also want to thank Burke and Walker for sponsoring tonight's game. You can count on Burke and Walker to assist you with all your tax and bookkeeping needs. Also, Diamond Bank, the natural choice for community banking. Another thing, Coach, about our offense with that offensive line, it's going to be a real challenge for our offensive line with the passing game. Like I mentioned earlier, they have a pretty decently sized defensive line, and it's going to be It's going to be a good challenge. I mentioned to you earlier before we went live about the Prescott game, and I think it's going to be another one of those types of games. You know, I believe it's either going to be a really defensive sided game or it's going to be a really high scoring game.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see both.
Well, it's going to be important that we get off to a good start. Uh, we get some good things happen early in the ball game, then build some confidence. Then we will be able to. I believe we can control the game.
I agree. It's all about Tyler Patterson tonight. Whether he's going to be able to do what he's been doing all year, all season long, um, feeling comfortable in the pocket when we're going to pass the ball. He needs to continue to feel comfortable. Don't be timid. And when he needs to, get out of the pocket and use his legs because he has been using his legs these last couple weeks and it's been working out.
Yeah, he's done a good job all year. I've seen him just really scrambling in the pocket, make great throws on the run. When he had an opportunity, got down the field and got yardage for us. So we're looking forward to seeing Tyler have a good game tonight. What's up, my man?
And another player on this offensive side of the ball that had a little slow start in the first half, but ended up having a big game last week against the Queen. That's Jay Monk. He had a fantastic second half closing out that game, receiving the ball as Hope's receiver, and we'll see if he can't do that tonight because you know Hot Springs has done their research and they're going to be keying Isaac Love and we'll see and Zion Brown as well. So we'll see if Monk can't step up and continue what he was doing last week. As Hope kicks off to Hot Springs, we get this game started with a little short squib kick, and they will receive that ball. And he's immediately brought down at the 40-yard line, right a return of 5 on the play.
Yeah, the Bobcats going to bring out the defense. Has been had a lot of success this year. Um, Going to our secondary, I mean, we got Cameron Carrigan who's been doing a great job, and Noah
Great job.
Cheatham, and along with Jacoby Scott and Cameron Walton. So we're looking forward. And up front, the Bobcats have uh, uh, Cindy Ross, the defensive end, Corey Armstrong at the other end, Richard Cunningham, and Noah Cheatham. So we're looking forward. Of course, they're led by J.D. Gully, the big-time linebacker, along with Warren Ortiz.
I agree. I think our linebacking core is very solid. Juan Ortiz is just he's everywhere, and they start off with a little reverse, and he is touched in the backfield, and he will go back for a loss. That's a big time play right there. As Hot Springs try to do a little reverse right there, but it did not work. That's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Excuse me, a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 11. That's what we want to see by our defensive line right there.
Oh yeah, Warren Ortiz came up and cleaned him up. Just great pursuit to the ball.
Because they are on the ball and ready. That's going to be a pass play, and it's immediately thrown and caught, and that's going to be a big gain as he breaks a couple tackles. That's going to be a gain about 15 on the play.
I, I think Jacoby Scott was the first person to the ball. He just didn't wrap up, so he was able to break that tackle and get a 3 more yards.
Yeah, the receiving core for this Hot Springs is really good, really fast, and we're going to have to wrap up. If we're going down low, we're going to have to wrap them up very quick because they get them legs pumping. As it's 1st and 10 for the Hot Springs Trojans. It's going to be a wheel route, but it's
That'll That's the split end screen, which is a good job of blocking for a Hot Spring. That's well, that's a pretty play right there.
yeah, you can tell they practice that play a lot, as that's going to be a gain of 8 on the play. It's 2nd and 2. We're getting a good pass rush. Just can't quite wrap him up in the backfield. It's going to be a dive play, and he's immediately brought down. I don't believe it's going to be 3rd and 1. It looks like.
Yes, Corey Armstrong, the first one to the ball, along with J.D. Gully for a short gain, maybe one.
3rd and 1 for the Hot Springs Trojans. Right on the 35-yard line. And it will be another dive play. And he is immediately met in the backfield. It's gonna bring up 4th and 2.
I think there's staggers on the tackle. Jalen Staggers came up from his outside linebacker position and got him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe it might got him for a loss.
It's one thing about this Hope defensive front is we are very fast off the ball as they do a little outside counter on the play, and he will have enough to get that first down for about a gain of 6.
I tell you, we had a good crack back, a crack block out of the outside receiver to get him to the outside. But the Bobcats pursued well and made the tackle after 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, I think we bit on that strong side, and they just ran a little counter play right there. Got that first down. It's 1st and 10 on the 30. It's a good block by the inside receiver on a little wide receiver screen right there. Looks like it's going to be good for about 6 on the play. 2nd and 4.
Yes, Cameron Walton first one to the ball came up out of his safety spot to get a lick on him before he gained any yards.
2nd and 4 on the play. It's going to be another dive. And he breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and gets enough. Gets inside the 10-yard line for a big gain of 15.
Yeah, I tell you, Armstrong had his hands on him. He just couldn't wrap him up.
They're going to be on the 8-yard line for 1st and goal. And this Hot Springs is very quick on the ball as they run the ball one more time. And he gets enough to get the Hot Springs touchdown.
I'll tell you what, he came down right down the heart of our defense right then. But there was some other good job of blocking for the Hot Springs Trojans.
Yeah, it really was. This hurry-up offense can really cause some trouble,
Oh yes.
especially early on in the game. I believe our Hope defense will catch on to it and will do a great job as they almost block that field goal, but it will be 7-0 Hot Springs with Hope Bobcats offense getting ready to come onto the field. And I'm very excited to see how we match up against this defense. And after that touchdown, I'd like to announce you a game sponsor. It's going to be River Valley Tractor, your local Kubota dealer. And also Farmers Bank and Trust, easy banking for busy living. Visit myfarmers.bank. Yeah, Coach, as we mentioned earlier, I think this is all going to be Tyler Patterson. I believe that he is the heart and soul of this offense, arguably the heart and soul of this team. With his composure right here, we're going to see what he can do in the pocket on the passing game. Hopefully he stays composed back there in the pocket and is able to use his legs to escape, as this Hot Springs defensive line should be pretty good sized.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a key if our line can just maintain the blocks and give him a little time to throw the ball. We'll be all right.
I agree. Now will be
Donovan Jones.
Donovan Jones on
return.
the return, and he breaks a couple tackles. That's a very good return. Gets it inside the 30, about the 34-yard line. That's a very good return right there for Donovan Jones. And we seen the little Donovan Jones at running back last week. One touch for one touchdown. That's a pretty good run back then. That
Yes.
was a pretty good return right there.
Yeah, that was a good run last week, about 30 yards. Outstanding job.
It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line for the Hope Bobcats. Looks like we're going to have a little trip to left action with Isaac Love, the lone receiver, on the right, and Zion Brown, the outside receiver, on the left. We have Lindsey and Patterson in the backfield. And let's see how this Hope Bobcats offense does, as it will be a little read option, and Patterson breaks a couple tackles right there. It looks like a little bit of confusion, but he does get enough to gain about 5 yards on the play.
But I think Patterson did a good job of reading that thing and riding Lindsey as long as he could before he pulled it. He fooled a lot of people.
He really did. He had the whole defense shift towards Lindsey, which I believe is what the homework showed on the Hot Springs, is they're going to be keying on Lindsey right here. But seeing Lindsey run the ball, even when teams key on him, I don't believe that's gonna factor out too much, as he is a very high-strung running back and easily breaks through the first line of defense, as it's 2nd and 6 for the Hope Bobcats. And it's a pass play, and he will be sacked for a loss of 10 on the play.
Yeah.
looks like our left tackle couldn't quite hold his block, and that Hot Springs defensive line got to Patterson quick, a little too quick.
Well, they're right now they got the ears pinned back and they're just running the gaps real quick. So we're gonna have to hit him. We're gonna have to hit him quick.
I agree. We just need a, especially in the pass block, just hold them just for a little bit longer.
Hmm.
It's going to be 3rd and about 13 on the play.
They got man coverage.
Will be another pass play, and the good job by Patterson escaping the pressure, and he finds Love. Love breaks a couple tackles, gets plenty enough for the first down and some, as that's a big gain right there of about 20 yards. That's a big play right there. That's exactly what I was talking about, Coach. Is Patterson staying composed as he's getting rushed, and that's exactly what he did as he breaks a tackle and gets the ball to Love as quick as possible.
And that was a good job of Love in the pocket. Excuse me, Patterson in the pocket that time. And Love ran a great pattern to be able to get open.
He really did. I believe he broke off of his route and came back to the ball, which is
Exact.
exactly what you want for your receiver. You see your quarterback in trouble, you come to him as soon as possible and find open ground. It's going to be trips left with Love, the lone receiver to the right, and it's going to be a little screen play to Gully. He bobbles it, but catches it. That's a great job right there by Gully. Has trouble catching the ball, but immediately finds it and gets a good gain of 6 yards. It's 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, I thought Gully did a great job of concentrating because I actually thought the ball was dropped, but he got the second effort to get to the ball and then made a couple people miss and picked up about 6 yards.
And that's a big dude trying to catch the football right there. Very hard to bring down. It's going to be 2nd and 4 on the play for the Hope Bobcats. So we got a doubles formation with Lindsey in the backfield, along with Patterson. And it will be a false start against the Hope Bobcats as that brings them back 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 9, or excuse me, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I think they're right guard. It might have been Jesse Borden just kind of clinched a little bit, but enough to get the call.
This is going to be a very, very big game, very important game for both sides. For this Hope Bobcats team, this will be a big statement game.
Oh yes. Well, coming off the big win last week, like I said, a big morale builder. So we ought to have be ready to play.
I agree, and they will give the ball to Lindsey as he breaks through that first line of defense and gets a big gain right there of about 4 yards.
I tell you, Lindsey run with his shoulders over, and he's always going forward. That's what I like about Lindsey. Feet always moving, shoulders forward. You know, you're gonna get something good.
Exactly. These shoulder pads over your toes and keep moving, and that's exactly what Lindsey does. As Hope Bobcats call a timeout. Coach, I think they're going to be talking to that offensive line more than anything. Um, and it's not much. It's not much. They just need to hold them just a little bit longer, find the comfortable spot on the shoulder pads, on the chest plate of the defensive line, and just hold them.
Yeah, up front for the Bobcats, they have at center Hunter Godwin. At the right tackle, they got Xavier Key, and the right guard is Jesse Barton. And on the left side, they got Dominique Lacey along with Miguel Nava. So he may be filling their ears with some good news right now.
I agree. As we take this time out with the Bobcats running back on the field, I'd like to thank Rolling Right Automotive for all your automotive and towing needs, as it will be 3rd and 5 for our Hope Bobcats. Yeah, I believe they just gave some inspiration words to this offensive line as we come out in a trips right set with Zion Brown, the lone receiver to the left, and they are pressed up man coverage, bunch of one-on-ones, which could work in our favor, but they are rushing 5 at all times. And they got Love deep. And that will be a pass interference. He was on him. He was riding him the whole way, and he just shoves him out of bounds at the last second, as that's going to be a pass interference.
There was a fade route, and Love did a good job of blocking. He's a basketball player as well, and he did a good job. He's kind of blocking him out and keeping him in the position where I can get to the ball. But he pushed him.
It's exactly what you want to do as a. Oh wow, they called a push off.
Oh my!
I can't. I don't think we can believe it up here in the booth. It absolutely looks like the cornerback shoved him out of bounds there. Not the other way around, but we're not the refs. So it's going to be very, very long. 3rd and 20. As that was a very good ball by Patterson. He throws the deep ball very well, makes it to where his receivers are the only ones that are going to catch that football. As it's 3rd and 20, we'll see what we can do here. Maybe get a little closer to that first down marker. Now there's 2 flags on the play, and I believe that, coach, will be a pass interference
That will be
on the
pass
defense.
interference.
I will say something about this Hot Springs defense. They run man coverage, and it doesn't look like they're going to run zone anytime soon, and they do a very good job at it. So maybe some pick plays from this offense, maybe rubbing off of each other.
Yeah.
Definitely get one of our receivers open, as we do have very athletic receivers, very quick and very good hands. As the refs discussed, see if this was in fact defensive pass interference, which I believe it was. Absolutely no doubt in my mind.
I think there was 2 different flags on the play, but I know there was a pass interference.
Pass interference on Hope, holding on Hot Springs,
They offset.
and that will be an offset.
Wow. So we got to get something going on offense right now.
I agree, and
Well,
we will be repeating 3rd and 20 on that offset penalty right there. We're doing very well with speaking of Tyler Patterson, we're doing very well escaping the pocket, staying composed, making these throws, making very accurate throws on the run. Just can't quite stay out of these referees' hair. As it's 3rd and 20, it will be another drop back pass play.
face mask.
As there was good protection for about 3 seconds, but they got back there and rushed him, so he just flipped it to Gully.
Well, I tell you, got to give a lot of credit to the Trojans, the secondary. Everyone was covered. I watched Gully; he was completely covered. Love was covered. So,
They're doing a very good job on that Hot Springs defense by manning up our receivers.
but our protection was good.
And we will elect to go for it here. No, just a little quick punt. Decent return by Hot Springs for about 15 yards.
And a good job by the Bobcats covering Warren Ortiz along with
And there is a flag on the play. Late
Jacob
flag.
Staggers. There go another one.
Another flag on the play. Bunch of flags tonight early on. As it is 7-0. Hot Springs Trojans on top of your Hope Bobcats. 4 minutes and 49 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
I don't believe that Coach Turner, Philip Turner, right now is a happy camper, and I can understand.
We have 2 flags on the play as the refs and the line judges are on the field talking, seeing what they're going to call.
It's a long discussion. I don't know what's going on.
And while we're waiting on that, we want to shout out Swark Today's YouTube channel. If you like the stream and you like the announcing, if you would like to go subscribe to our YouTube channel at swark.today on YouTube. And it will be a block in the back by the Hot Springs Trojans. on the receiving team. And they're calling on sportsmanlike conduct against the Hope Bobcats. As we talked about earlier, this is going to be a very, very interesting game. It's very big for both teams. A big statement game for the Bobcats, and the Trojans are just wanting to come out here and win another game, as they are 3-1 right now. And the Hope Bobcats, we are coming in 2-2, looking for that third victory to get above 500 for the season, especially in a big conference game like this one. I believe, Coach, we have a very good chance.
Yes, our chances are good. We've got to pick it up. I've seen our defense give up the run tonight, which we hadn't done all year. We got to make certain that we stop the run, and secondary has been playing well. So our defense are good. We got to get our offense going right now.
I agree. The one thing about our defense, we are going against the biggest offensive line we've seen such far, but there's a big important factor. Well, our defense is very fast, and I believe I'd take speed over size any day. If we can just find a way to get through the holes before their big offensive linemen get a hold of us, I believe that'll be a big key factor to stop this run.
That's going. You're exactly right. We'll get Lindsey to go in just a little bit and get him a little confidence and get him believing in himself along with the offensive line. We'll be all right.
And I believe Lindsey only had one touch that first offensive drive, and he did a pretty good run, a gain of 6. As it's 1st and 10 on the 50, it's going to be a play action little screen pass. As these Hot Springs Trojan receivers are really blocking our cornerbacks
Really.
very well,
Number.
and they are a hurry up offense, and they are already back on the balls. It will be a dive for the running back, and he will get enough. Get about 8 yards on the play. But it's 2nd and 8. This
Come on,
Hot Springs offense is really, really fast on the ball. They know exactly what they're doing.
Well, that's it in the
That's
tempo.
a read option as he breaks 3 tackles, breaks another tackle, and quarterback keeps it just to get enough on the first down. As that was a busted play, we had him behind the line, just couldn't quite wrap him up.
Yeah, we just couldn't get our hands on him and hold him.
And it will be 1st and 10 on about the 26-yard line for the Trojans.
And I tell you, Trojans in the tempo.
Another dive play, and he is met in the secondary by our safety for a big gain of 8 yards. Excuse me, 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 3. As they are already back on the ball, ready to throw, then they're going to throw deep, and they have a wide open receiver just overthrown in the end zone.
But this up-tempo offense got to get out, and our defense got to get ready. We're not getting ready right now.
I agree. I'm looking at these cornerbacks for the Bobcats, and they just look like they're not ready for this hurry-up offense, and that's a big factor because this Hot Springs team loves to throw the football.
This cornerback, I believe our outside cornerback can be called offsides.
And it will be offsides on the defense on our Hope Bobcats, and that will be enough for a first down. As it's 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. And they are already snapping the ball. They have an outside zone play. And that would be enough for 5 yards for the Trojans.
I tell you, Donovan Jones came up, then he wrapped up then. Threw his body and wrapped up. That's what I love to see in a defensive player.
One thing you know about Donovan Jones is his heart. He loves to get out there and then make something happen, and that's exactly what we've seen. Is we're going to go for another deep ball, and he has a beat in the end zone, and that will be another Trojans touchdown.
I tell you what, that was a great pattern out of the Hot Springs receiver. It was a fade route. It was right there on the line. He got caught the ball and tiptoed on the line and made a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a very, very good ball by the Hot Springs quarterback, and a very good route as well. As Cheatham just gets beat in the end zone. and that field goal will be good. Extra point will be good, and it will be 14-0 Hot Springs over Hope Bobcats. And as the return team gets back onto the field, we'd like to thank Brazil Oakcrest Funeral Home. Brazil Oakcrest, the funeral home. We care. Also, Pafford Medical Services. Let us take care of everything. I believe, Coach, on defense, what's killing us right now is our cornerbacks just are the second. I don't want to say the whole secondary because our safeties are coming up making big tackles, but the cornerbacks specifically, they just they're not quite looking ready, Coach.
Well, the tempo is I think it has a lot to do with us being ready, because they're on the ball before we can get our signals in on what we're going to be running.
I agree,
You know,
which is it's going to be tough, but I think the man coverage should come into play on this hurry up
oh
offense.
yeah,
That way you know exactly who you're guarding at all times. But it would be tough because this Hot Springs receiving core is very solid.
and the quarterback is throwing very accurate passes. Donovan Jones on the 10-yard line.
And he does a great job to get about the 32-yard line, but there is a couple flags on the play.
I think Warren Ortiz, like he was on top of his block pretty good. Hope maybe, hope not, but like he might have been holding. That's a good return by Donovan.
This
He
is a
did a good job
very
of pitching the ball and getting it upfield.
Yeah, he caught it right there at the 9-yard line, got it to about the 32. That's a very good return,
Mm.
if you ask me. Donovan Jones, just like Lindsey, runs downhill, shoulder pads over toes, and he does not stop. That's exactly what you love to see by anybody running the football, whether it's a receiver or a running back. Very low to the ground, very hard to bring down. And it will be holding against the receiving team, the Hope Bobcats, and also a personal foul face mask against the Trojans.
So they offset as well.
Very high intensity game tonight. A bunch of flags, but every time a flag is thrown, it's offset so far. Besides that false start, as it is 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this first quarter, 14-0 Trojans on top of the Bobcats. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, and it will be a run with Lindsey, and he's immediately met at the line of scrimmage and brought down by a bunch of Trojans right there. It's going to be a loss of 2.
I'll tell you, we have got to get an initial blow on the defense, because right now they're pushing the pile back.
I agree. Those big boys on the defensive line.
Yeah.
I don't think the counters or the base runs are gonna work with pulling the guards. I think we just need to try to open up a hole for Lindsey to run in. Try to beat the man in front of you, because when they bunch up like that, it's very hard to do. Just like that right there. As Lindsey is met in the backfield for another loss, it's going to be 3rd and 14 on the play.
You know, I'm almost willing to say they're saying that Patterson's not going to run the ball, and they're sitting that end on when the guards are pulling right to the back. They're catching it from the backside.
I think we need to see some more zone blocking right here, like beat the guy in front of you. You want to beat the guy in front of you, because this defensive line is something to see.
Third and about 13 for the Bobcats.
And it will be a pass play. Patterson's got Love deep, and he just can't quite make the catch as it hits him in the hand and just drops it. But that was a great ball by Patterson, a great route by Love. Just couldn't quite hold on to the football as he was in double coverage.
Yeah, I'm certain that with the success that Love has had, they're going to double cover him.
Absolutely, and he did almost bring that ball in. That would have been a huge gain
Really.
of about 35, as it is still 4th and 13 as the punt team gets out here.
But I tell you, Patterson did a good job of standing in the pocket and delivering that ball. It
That
takes some guts to do that.
that was a great job by the O-line right there for the pass block. Low line drive kick will go out of bounds at right at about the 35-yard line. I think they're going to call it the 36.
All right, let's go defense. The defense has been our strong point, so let's get a stopper right here. We got to get a stop here.
Yeah, I think we're trying to with this hurry up offense. We're trying to stick to the zone defense, and I don't think Coach Turner wants to stick to that zone defense on this hurry up offense. I think he should man up, see who's better, because we do have a very strong secondary and a very good up front. I think this is going to be who's better type of second quarter coming up, as it will be another dive play, and he gets about 4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6.
Oh, Lindsey, excuse me, Gully did a good job of coming up and plugging his gap after taking read steps.
And that's what we're seeing, because we're seeing man coverage right now. He got the tight end. The tight end gets up the field, but he will be tackled right at the 20-yard line.
Again, that's Cameron Kerrigan just ran him down. He's wide open over the middle. It's like a tight end dump, and he was wide open.
Yeah, there was a little check down dump pass. Tight end was blocking, just ran up the middle on the seam, got the dump pass. And that would be another hurry up dive play. And he'll get about 6 yards on that run. 7 yards on that run. It's 2nd and 3.
You know, our defense is in some new territory right now. I haven't seen them play as loose as they're playing right now.
And there will be a flag on the play, as that will not be enough for the first down. And that will be holding against the Hot Springs Trojans, as that will come back 10 yards and bring up 2nd and 9, I believe.
You know, right now, the Hot Springs up front are just kind of taking our guys and pushing them around.
I agree. They're taking advantage of this hurry up offense, knowing that we're struggling with it, and they are just having a field day out there. But I believe here in the second quarter, that's a great breakthrough, but has broke a couple tackles, breaks another tackle, and he will get in the end zone, as that was just a fantastic run
Yeah.
by the Trojans running back right there.
I tell you what, I saw some feet then that I hadn't saw in a while. He did a good job of making two people miss, and it was just his feet working well.
And there is a flag on the play, and it will be another holding, as that play might have been as pretty as we thought it was, but it will not count, as that ball will be moved back 10 more yards for 2nd and 20.
Oh, wow.
They are not happy about that.
We got to get a good check on our defense. I haven't seen our defense play miss the way they're missing right now.
And we are in man coverage, and that's exactly what I like to see is high school football in man coverage, best on best. See who's better. Second and 20 on the play. It will be a pass play, and he's looking deep but can't find nobody. Great pass rush. As Gully's there to break him down, it's going to be a big loss if he can't get rid of it, and that is a big loss on the play. Another loss of 8, as it will be 3rd and 28, Coach. That was a great job by our defensive front.
Oh, and an outstanding job out our secondary. He had nowhere to go with the football, and like everybody had every man covered. You know, it just that was a great defensive play right there.
I love man coverage, Coach. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just very tough to beat.
Yes.
As I believe the Trojans will take a timeout on this 3rd and 28 play. Great job by that defense front. Gully was in his face. Ortiz was in his face. Everybody was in his face, and that's exactly what you want to do against a quarterback of this caliber that can throw that ball anywhere he wants to.
Well, I like the idea of Gully as well as Ortiz standing home. The front four got a little pressure when he came out of the pocket. They were there to run him out of bounds. That's what you asked for.
And it will be the start of the second quarter, as that was not a timeout. It was the start of a new quarter. So we'll see the second quarter start. But before that, I'd like to read a couple more of our sponsors for tonight. As we have Heather Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation, providing your loved ones with the care they deserve. Also, a title sponsor, Burke and Walker. You can count on Burke and Walker to assist you with all your tax and bookkeeping needs. We want to thank Swark today for allowing us to be here tonight, calling this a great game so far, and it has been a great game. This Hope Bobcat defense is finally stepping up to the plate and making it very hard on this quarterback for the Hot Springs Trojans.
Yeah, we have got to adjust and be ready to go every play. These guys are getting on the ball right after the play, and we're just not ready. We've got to get ready to go.
And it looks like we will stay in man coverage. I got two high safeties up there to prevent the deep ball. Let's see this three-man rush on this defensive front. Let's see what we can do. As it will be a deep ball, and he does have him beat, Coach, and that will be another touchdown for the Trojans.
So he has ran by a corner. He just didn't get out of his back pedal and just ran right by him.
And that's Cheatham. That's the junior Kentorian Cheatham. Just did a little stop and go, Coach, and just got him beat. On a big third down like that, you just need to make sure you cover over the top. You want to beat them. If they're gonna beat you, make them beat you short. Not over the top like that. He is a junior. He's got a lot to learn, but that's a learning situation right there. As the Hot Springs Trojans take a big lead, 3-touchdown lead, 21-0 against our Hope Bobcats.
I tell you, that was just a good play. You got to give him a lot of credit. The guy ran a great pattern. The ball's right where it needs to be. But at the same time, we got to get out of our back pedal and start running with them.
I agree.
He got to step on it. That's all he needed.
Yeah, 3rd and 28 like that, you cannot get beat in man coverage over the top. You want to get beat underneath. That way you can make the tackle and bring up a tough 4th down. Great job by that Hot Springs offensive line.
Yeah.
We did have a 3-man rush, so I mean, but that was still a great job. His quarterback had all the time in the world to throw that ball.
Well, back deep for the Bobcats, we have Donovan Jones along with Isaac Love and Cameron Carrigan.
And I believe this is Lindsay right close here to us.
Lindsay, okay.
And that will go all the way back to Donovan Jones as he receives it on the 10-yard line. Let's see if he can't get another big run right here, and he does. Gets out right to about the 29-yard line. I tell you what, Donovan Jones is, as soon as he catches that ball, he's gone. I mean, he just full speed ahead. There is no accelerating. It's just full speed.
Well, we're not starting in bad field position, but we're having some calls just backing us up some.
And that will be a timeout called by the Hot Springs Trojans. And with that timeout, I'd like to recommend you go to youtube.com and type in swark.today and give us a little subscribe, maybe a like, and tune in to Swark today on YouTube.
The Bobcats, we got to get some offense going. It's like the run game is stalling right now. Well, they got those big guys up front. We're just not able to move them right now.
Yeah, I believe we're trying to do some counters and we're trying to do some kick blocking with the guards and we're wanting to do a bunch of movement up front, but with this defensive line, I think it's best to just do base blocks, zone blocks, beat the guy in front of you as we did on defense right there with a great defensive stop, except for that last 3rd down play. Let's try to beat the guy in front of us and let your Lindsay, our good running back, make his break some tackles as he gets tripped up by his own teammate who got pushed back.
Well, I watched the Hot Springs defense doing the warm ups, and they were having fun flying to the football. And when you're doing that, you know, I mean, the game is just fun, and you can get a lot accomplished.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's going to be a loss of 3, and it's going to be 2nd and 13 on the play as Lindsey was tripped up by his own guard who got blew up into the backfield. This defensive line I cannot express to y'all is just massive. They got some big boys back there that love to get to the football. That's what we're seeing here tonight. Might rely on the passing right now as we are. That was great blocking. That's a great catch right there. I believe that is Jay Monk.
Yes, Monk did a good job on that short post.
That would be enough to move the chains. That's a gain of 14 on the play.
And again, well, Lindsey had time to throw the ball. Then, excuse me, Patterson had time to throw the ball. He sit there and let it develop and delivered the ball.
I agree. Our run blocking's not really looking too the greatest right now, but we have been having a great pass block against this defensive line. And Patterson had all the time in the world to find who he wanted to and checks down to Monk. And Monk made a great grab for a gain of 14 as it's 1st down and 10 yards to go on the 43-yard line. And it will be a run play to Lindsey as Lindsey slips and breaks a tackle. Big run on the play for Lindsey as he gets a big gain of 14. That's exactly what I was talking about. It looked like, Coach, they didn't try to do too much on the offensive line. They just blocked the guy in front of him, and Lindsey was the one to break the tackle. And I think that's exactly what we need to do here tonight.
Yeah, that was just a good run by Lindsey. He was bottled up, but somebody got out of it and picked up about 10 to 15 yards.
That's Lindsey for you. He's hard to bring down on that
Right.
first tackle. He loves breaking that first line of defense, getting up to the second line and making something work with his speed, as it will be 1st down and 10, right at about the 44-yard line.
Got trips, right.
1st and 10 is Lindsey again for it looks like about a gain of 4.
I tell you, the front line made the blocks. I watched him close that time, but the linebacker came up and snuffed that thing. He stuck his nose in there and stuffed it up.
They're calling that a gain of 1. It looked like he got a little bit farther than that, but I guess it's just a gain of 1 as it's 2nd and 9 on the play.
So it looked like to me the second level is making most of the tackles. Linebackers are making the tackles right now.
I agree. I think they're just holding the offensive line up and just swinging their linebackers into the gaps. As we got trips left with Isaac Love, the lone receiver on the right with single coverage, and I think we're going to be seeing an Isaac Love pass right here. But Love is bottled up in the backfield as he is taken down for a big loss of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, Patterson didn't have time he didn't have time to do anything with the ball then.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 15 on the play.
I tell you what, excuse me, Hot Springs right now is having fun playing defense, and I'm telling you, when it becomes fun on defense, it's gonna be hard to beat anyone. And they're enjoying this, so they're dancing around, celebrating, and
I agree. They know they're beating this front line, but the thing to turn that around is just get that front line a little angry and bust them in the mouth a couple times, as that's going to be a deep ball for Monk and just overthrown in double coverage, that's what you want to do right there. You make sure they don't pick you off. As Patterson did have a little bit of pressure on him as well. And it will bring up 4th and 15, and the punt team comes onto the field. Oh, excuse me. I see Patterson coming back onto the field. They might be going for it right here, 4th and long at the 48-yard line. As now it will be another one of these quick punts. And that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
wow, and that return man, he got punished.
I agree. That looked like a little suplex right there.
Yeah,
As that will be at about the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
yeah.
That punt was muffed at the line of scrimmage. It was tipped, but got a pretty
Yeah,
decent bounce right
yeah. I
there.
think he forgot to call fair catch.
First and 10 for the Trojans at the 28-yard line, and we will see more of this hurry up offense as they are bunched on the line of scrimmage with the receivers. It's going to be a little swing, a little bubble route right there, and a big block by that corner or by that receiver, as that will be a pretty decent sized gain of about 9 yards.
I tell you that they've ran that play 3 or 4 times. It's been positive every time. I said they're seeing something that we don't see.
Exactly. This hurry up offense is just giving our defense a lot of trouble right now, as they're going to give a counter play right there, and he breaks it one tackle and gets up the sideline for a big gain of about 15.
Tell you what, this seems to be a real fine Hot Springs team. They right now they're ready to go, and we ain't got lined up.
I agree. Yeah, they know exactly what they want to do.
Yeah,
I mean, they're beating the line crew to the play, as that's a good job right there by Armstrong. But there is a receiver wide open, deep down the middle on a post route, and that will be another touchdown for the Hot Springs Trojans.
oh well. I tell you what, they at that old corner route. That's a hard ball to defend, and giving a lot of credit to the Hot Springs quarterback. He put the ball where it needs to be.
Exactly. Had all the time in the world to throw it. They're just beating us in the back end right there. And they're going to fake this field goal attempt and go for it on 2. And it will be incomplete.
Evidently, that must have been a bad snap, and they had to go to the alternate play.
As it will be 27-0. Hot Springs Trojans on top of Your Hope Bobcats. That hurry up offense is just really giving us some trouble early on in this game, as there's 7 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the first half.
I certainly will make some adjustments, but right now the Hot Springs are clicking. They're having fun.
They're firing on all cylinders on offense
telling
and
you.
defense.
You know, I've always said when the game becomes fun, good things are going to happen. And right now they're just having fun.
I agree. As Donovan Jones back there ready to return this football, along with Lindsey and Kerrigan. As it will be Donovan Jones to receive this football, as he muffs it a little bit on the 10-yard line. But breaks a couple tackles, gets a big run, and it looks like he's going to go off to the races as he's being chased down. Can he break this last tackle? That's a big run right there from the 10-yard line all the way to the opposing 20-yard line.
I tell you, Donovan caught that ball once he got it in his hands. He caught it and it was headed upfield, and that's a good thing. When you run down the middle of the field instead of trying to run around people, good things can happen.
And that should get us pretty excited on that sideline over there to see someone see your teammate out there just doing whatever he can to help this team out right there. That's exactly what he did with that huge gain, huge return. Gets us on the 20-yard line. First and 10 on the 20. Looks like we got a doubles formation with Lindsey in the backfield, and it will be a run by Lindsey as he gets met right at the line of scrimmage for about a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9.
I believe that's an area just zone blocking right there, and they was able to pick up a yard or two.
It looked like they marked it up a yard and then brought it back a
They
yard. It's
did.
going to be 2nd and 10. Excuse me, on the play with trips left. We got Isaac Love, the lone receiver, on the right. And he will toss it to Love, and he has Love open, and that ball was caught, and it will be a touchdown.
That's
Hope Bobcats.
and that was a well thrown ball right there.
Very well thrown ball. It looked like this line judge wanted to call it incomplete, but he for sure caught that ball in the end zone
Yes.
and made it in. And that will be a touchdown by Isaac Love. Great throw by Patterson. That was fantastic job. Great job by the offensive line to give him the time to throw that ball. He seen he had one-on-one coverage. Isaac, in his mind, knows he's better than the guy in front of him, and that's exactly what we saw as Ramos, once again, is perfect. As it will be 27-7. Your Hope Bobcats with a big-time touchdown right there with 6 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the first half, and that's exactly what we needed. Donovan Jones out there made a big play on the return, got them like the Energizer Bunny. They're energized, and they just got out there on the first play and scored that touchdown.
Yeah, I tell you what, Love made that look easy. That was a tough route to run, but he made it look easy. Timing was perfect, and I mean, Patterson put it right where it needed to be, and he caught the ball and made the touchdown.
It was a great offensive drive right there. And excuse me, he scored on the second play after that run by Lindsey was met at the line of scrimmage. And that touchdown will be sponsored by Diamond Bank, the natural choice for community banking. And let's see if that touchdown right there will put a spark in our defense as we kick the ball. Little squib kick, and that will be a fair catch at the 25-yard line. Let's see if our defense can't get a little spark right here. As Donovan Jones is a part of this starting defense, so maybe he'll get in that huddle and hype these guys up.
I tell you, our secondary needs to play with a little more confidence. You know, we had some breakdowns, but we got to play with confidence and believe in ourselves and get back into the ball game.
I agree. You can't get down off of a couple bad plays, a couple bad couple beatings out there. You can't get down because there's a whole other second half of football to play. As we will be in man coverage, as they run the football on that little outside zone as he breaks a couple tackles and gets to about the 34-yard line, as that will be a gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Trojans. It's going to be a play action, and he has a guy open in the middle of the field. As he breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's off to the races as he breaks that last tackle, and that will be a touchdown for the Trojans.
Yeah,
We had a couple chances to bring him down, but he breaks free of a couple tackles.
we just got to wrap up. We got to wrap up and just grab some jersey and hold on to some help coming. We're just not doing it right now. But giving a lot of credit to the Hot Spring Trophies up front. They're playing real physical right now.
Yes, they are. They're not letting anybody get to their quarterback, and that's exactly what you need as an offensive line. Just another great ball, another great catch, and another touchdown. As there is a early jump from the Bobcats on this extra point attempt. Oh, they're going to call that against the Trojans. Excuse me. That's going to be a false start. Brings them back 5 yards.
Oh, he's going to do something different. And they're going to bring the offense into the field. Go for the 2.
I think you're right, Coach. The quarterback is in the huddle, and he is marching his team onto the field. They might be going for 2 right here after that missed field goal, or missed 2-point conversion, excuse me, on that last touchdown. And they will elect to go for 2 right here as well. And it will be a rollout play. And it's incomplete. That's a great job by this Hope defense on that 2-point conversion, as it's going to be 33-7. The Trojans on top of the Bobcats after that great post route by the Trojans. Yeah, I agree, Coach. We just need we're getting to them. We're making contact. We're just not wrapping up and holding wait for the help.
That's I mean, I hadn't started out of the Bobcats this year. We always did wrap up and with game tackling, but right now we're just not getting to the football like we have done in the previous ball games.
I agree. We've had tough matchups before, and it's just this doesn't look like the Z-Ho Bobcats team right now. It looks like we're a little down right now, and early on in this game, as there's still 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the half. It is 33-7. Trojans on top of the Bobcats. Donovan Jones back to receive this kick. Let's see if he can't get another really big run right here. Really big return. And let's see if this offense can't score one more time.
Like Donovan's ready to do the thing again.
I agree. He's looking mad back there. He's wanting to catch this ball, but that ball will be taken by Kerrigan as he runs the ball, breaks a couple tackles, and gets to about the 32-yard line.
Gully.
Oh, that was Gully back there.
That's a nice little run. Made the first guy miss, picked her about 15 yards after it, so that's not bad at all.
Not bad, not bad. Let's see if Patterson can't continue what he's been doing all game and just staying calm and collective in that pocket, making his throws. As it will be 1st and 10 for your Bobcats on the 31-yard line. And it will be a read option, but Patterson is met behind the line of scrimmage as he does a little read option and keeps it himself.
Well, where Ian has been following down to get Lindsey, he stayed at home. That I watched him. He stayed at home, and Patterson rode him as long as he could, but he had to do something with the football. He tried to run it.
Just got
There.
met right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Hope Bobcats. This looks like it's going to be a very tough game to establish the run, and that's exactly what we like to do at the very start of the game is establish our great run. But it looks like we might need to lean on the passing as he drops back on 2nd down and passes the ball, and it goes right behind Zion Brown. And he was in double coverage.
Yeah, I think Patterson had to get rid of it. He threw the ball sooner than he wanted to. He had to get rid of it. And he threw it behind him.
As that brings up 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Third and 10 for your Bobcats. As it will be another deep attempt. And that looked like it was intended for Gully right there.
It's not good. I can't get that number, but
That was number 13.
I don't
Excuse
think it
me.
was Gully,
That was number 13, Josh Williams.
Josh. That's
The
a good
intended
pattern.
receiver.
He was open. It was overthrown, but he got open. That's a pretty good job of running a pass route.
As it will bring up 4th and 10 on the 30-yard line. Excuse me, 31-yard line. Little quick punt again as it is tipped. And that will be recovered by the Hot Springs Trojans
I tell you, I wish he ran a little bit farther and ran into our end zone.
as he ran backwards a few yards. I think he thought it was going to be a dead ball, but when you receive a punt, it's live.
It's a
It's
live
live
ball.
football game. And that ball will be on the 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Bobcat defense got to rise to the occasion. We got to get a stop.
It's another inside zone run, gets outside and gets to about the 43-yard line.
I tell you, Hot Springs is playing a whole lot more physical football than we are playing right now.
They are. They're really showing that they want to win this football
Yes,
game, and
they are.
they're catching us with our heads down right now, and that's exactly what doesn't need to happen. Is the quarterback drops back and fires another deep pass, and that pass will almost be intercepted by number 7. That is Cameron Walton.
Yes, Cameron was in the right spot. As long as keep that guy in front of him, don't get him,
If you're going to get beat in man coverage, you want to get beat down under, not over the top, as they are already on the ball, ready for the 2nd and 10. And there'll be another inside zone run, and he'll be tripped up for about a gain of 6 on the play. Excuse
I,
me, a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5. 3rd and 5.
I think our defense is not used to seeing this such quick offense. They're ready to go right now. We're just getting to the line.
Another dive run as he is immediately met and pushes forward to about the 34-yard line.
He might be. Yeah, they're gonna give it
And
to
they're
him.
going to give him that first down. First down for the Trojans.
Right now, the Trojans are just playing smash mouth football and getting their 3 or 4 yards and being satisfied with that.
Juan Ortiz was there to meet that smash mouth running back right there, and he wrapped up. He needs to show everybody else exactly what he did. They need to pick up that lesson right there, and let's wrap these guys up. As it's going to be another dive play as he breaks on the outside and picks up another big gain of about 9 on the 27-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 7. 2nd and 3. Excuse me. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this first half as they're on the ball ready to go. There's going to be another outside zone run as he is met at the 20 and brought down hard by KD Gully, as that will be enough for a first down.
I think they found the soft spot in our line. They're attacking the same hole every time.
Yeah, they're going weak side a lot. They're running a little weak side zone, right? A little misdirection.
And I'm telling you, they get to the ball right after the play and get lined up, get ready to go, and we just got to go get a little faster ourselves.
Yes, sir. And that will be a timeout for the Bobcats right there. See if we can't assess this situation and maybe get a little pressure early on up front on our defensive front. And with that timeout, I'd like to read a couple sponsors for this game tonight. We have River Valley Tractor, your local Kubota dealer. Also, Farmers Bank and Trust, easy banking for busy living. Visit myfarmers.bank. Also, Rolling Right Automotive for all your automotive and towing needs. Yeah, Coach. Another thing I've noticed is our safeties are closer to the second line of defense, so our linebackers a little extra 5 yards closer, maybe to stop those big runs from happening. But what's happening on that is I think we're not dropping back quick enough with our safeties, and they're getting beat over the top with these cornerbacks.
Well, I don't know exactly what they're doing in the secondary, but it look like they got a man coverage with a two halves in the far back secondary.
Yeah, definitely running cover 2. But as you can see, we have Cameron Walton about 4 yards away from our line from Juan Ortiz. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're worried about that run. That way they don't get that big yard like they did right there. And that's going to be enough to get inside the goal line. 1st and goal
They're
on the
already ready to
8-yard
go
line.
right now. Look at that. I hadn't seen this in high school football before.
It's very, very rare to see this type of composure in a hurry up offense like this Hot Springs Trojans teams have. As the running back just tripped on his own feet in the backfield, as that will be a loss of 1. 2nd and goal on the 9-yard line. I think he's seen the hole, got excited, and just tripped up over his own feet. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this first half.
Well, I tell you, they got some big boys up front, and they're working right now.
Yes, they are. They're very, very. Oh, that's going to be a little quick fade route, and that will be caught for another Trojans touchdown. I think just ran a little quick goal line fade right there on the outside to saw one-on-one coverage. We just couldn't quite get our head turned around right there, Coach, and find the ball. That's a great job to sell that by the receiver for the Trojans. Didn't put his hands up till the ball was there. That's exactly what you want to do
Yeah.
when you notice the cornerback's not looking at the ball
I think you go back to one of the basic rules of the defensive back. You don't take your eye off the receiver
at all.
at all. And once
As
he
a,
took his eyes off the receiver, he got away from it.
I think they did a check down right there before they snapped the ball. He noticed that our cornerback was kind of shading his right side inside half of his body, so they just checked it up and ran a little quick fade right there to the outside. As that will be another touchdown for for the Hot Springs Trojans. It's going to be 40-7 after that PAT. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in this first half. As we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Brazil Oakcrest Funeral Home. Brazil Oakcrest, the funeral home we care.
I tell you, Hot Springs, it's really playing physical up front, and normally that's where the game is decided in the trenches, and
As that's going to be received by Monk this time. As Monk finds a hole on the outside, tries to break a couple tackles as he breaks one tackle and gets to about the 27-yard line. As that was a pretty good return right there, Coach. He caught it on the right side of the football field and broke a couple tackles to get to the far left side and gets as much as he can, but he's only brought down at the 27 for about a gain of 17 yards.
it's good. It's good returns. You know, I like to see him go up the field.
I do too.
Straight up the middle. I mean, going across the field, everybody get opportunity to get a hand on you. But if you get up the middle of the field like we've seen Donovan done, then we can break the line, maybe get something good.
Exactly. It's going to be 1st and 10 for your Hope Bobcats at the 27-yard line. As they will try to run the ball with Lindsey here, as he breaks a couple tackles, gets up the middle for a big gain of 9. That's a great job right there for Lindsey.
Now, Lindsey was just determined not to go down then.
It's going to be 2nd and 1. They're calling that a gain of 8. Excuse me. It's going to be 2nd and 2 on the play. We got trips right with Zion Brown, the lone receiver on the left. Going to be another run by Lindsey, but he is immediately met as soon as Patterson handed the ball off. That lineman, the defensive tackle, was there to bring him down for a big loss of 4.
We just have not been able to get our push tonight. I mean,
It's going to be 3rd and 4 on the play.
we're kind of stalemating our blocks. We're making contact and we're stalemating. Gotta get our feet moving, get the churning, and get something small, maybe something small turn into something big.
I agree. I've seen these linemen, these defensive tackles just jam us up, and they're just able to do what they want to with us. And that's going to be a fade route, and he does have a receiver open, just can't quite make the catch right there as he tries to dive. That was a great effort on the outside by Zion Brown right there. These cornerbacks are just manning us up all night, making it tough for Patterson.
I think you're leaving a one-on-one with Love though on the bottom here. So
I agree, and you can tell that Love wants the football at all times. That's just how he is. That's who he is. He's in his mind, he's better than his opponent, and it shows out there on the football field, especially when he makes those big catches.
oh yeah.
And that's exactly what you need from a star receiver. As we get another quick punt. And that one will not be tipped, as that's going to give us a pretty decent size. As he touches the ball, he's going to try to return this. Gets about a 12, 13-yard return right there, and he's brought down at the 42-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 42 for the Trojans with 30 seconds left to go on the clock in this first half. It's 40-7. The Trojans on top of the Bobcats here in the first half.
We got to keep my end zone right here. We don't want that clock running.
Yeah, knowing this Trojans offense, they're probably going to try to score right here with these last 30 seconds as they come out with a trips left. And they will be throwing a quick little screen pass. But that's Donovan
Keep him
Jones
on
right
the
there.
field.
I tell you what, Donovan Jones did a great job right there making him waste a timeout, and he just breaks through his block, and that's exactly what the rest of this defense needs to feed off of is Donovan Jones's energy right now. Is he's wanting to be here, wanting to make the big plays, and he does right there, keeping them inbound off that screenplay.
Oh yeah, see, they're a great job of keeping him in bounds. I think, and it's good to see the word that if we keep him in the bounds and keep the clock going, we can get off the field and get in halftime and regroup, come back and get something going.
I agree, as it's going to be a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at this timeout. I do want to give a big shout out to Swark today. If you would like, go to youtube.com, swark.today in the search bar. Search us up, give us a subscribe to the channel, and maybe a like on the video. Be much appreciated as we thank Swark today.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll loosen up in the secondary and make sure we keep him out of the end zone.
I agree.
We don't.
See how our safety, well, he's backed up a lot now, as we're going to be definitely in a prevent right here. I think Juan Ortiz got a little bit too excited. It's going to be offside against Juan Ortiz right there. Is knowing Juan, he wants to be in there. He loves contact. He wants to make first contact as he jumps right there. It's going to be 1st and 10. It's going to be another deep ball, and he has them. And that will be a touchdown for the Trojans as we got beat over the top once again. Coach, we're seeing something from this Hot Springs quarterback that hasn't been shown in a long time. He's escaped the pocket pressure, sets his feet, throws a perfect ball into double coverage for the touchdown for the Trojans.
Well, that was an outstanding job by that quarterback. He stood there in the pocket, waited for it to develop, got the ball out, and put it on the money.
Escaped a little. We did have good pressure right there, but that quarterback was able to just slip through it and reset his feet and just toss a perfect ball in the double coverage as we got beat over the top. As it's going to be 40. As they missed that PAT, so it's going to be 46-7 with 12 seconds left to go in this first half. The Trojans over the Bobcats. Our secondary is really struggling here tonight in this first half. We're getting beat over the top way too many times.
Well,
At this point, I think we need to get beat underneath, not over top.
well, I tell you, the receiver that caught the ball, the last touchdown play, he was a dead sprint. He knew where the ball was going to be. He believed in his quarterback, and our guys didn't think he could make the throw.
I agree. And as a defensive back, you want to watch the hips as much as possible. If you can see them hips and they're just not moving, you know he's going to go for a deep route.
Right.
You just see those hips. If you see a move, you see a little hitch in it, you know he's about to make a break and you can jump it. But with this lead that they got right now, I don't think I would want to jump anything. I'd rather get beat underneath than have a little stop and go and get beat over the top once again.
I agree.
46-7, the Trojans over the Bobcats with 12 seconds left to go in the first half. As we see a little squib, that goes out of bounds actually, right at about the 27-yard line. And they will mark that ball at the 36-yard line. For that, I believe it's a 5-yard penalty if he kicks it out of bounds, gives the extra 5 yards after the kick.
Yeah. I think you're off the re-kick.
And they did opt to re-kick right here. As I think they're going to try to squib it and burn this 12 seconds off the clock. And I think that's Kerrigan back to return in the back with Monk and Lindsay up front, along with Gully on the far left. Excuse me, Love and Monk up front with Gully on the far left and Kerrigan in the back. And that will be a little short kick, and Love just going to fall on it. Right at about the 33-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for your Bobcats at the 33-yard line with 10 seconds left to go in this first half. It is 46-7. The Trojans over the Bobcats. 1st down and 10 to go.
All righty, here we go.
We have really struggled on the offensive line here in the first half. Just can't quite stop this defensive pressure to establish the strong run game that we know we have. But on an upside, our passing has looked pretty solid here in this first half. A few times actually,
No, we hadn't been bad with our pass tonight.
as he has pressure, but just gets rid of the ball. And there's a late flag on the
It's gonna be a
play,
hold.
and it's going to be a defensive holding for sure. With 3 seconds left on the clock.
So we get a shot at the end zone right here.
I agree. There was a flag in the back of the secondary right there, and it did look like that cornerback was holding, and it sure will be pass interference. As we have one of our linemen, that's going to be number 72 right there. A little shaken up on the play. That's Xavier Key, as it looks like he might be getting a little cramp, as it is a pretty hot and humid night tonight. See if we can't get him some fluids and get him back on his feet, stretched out, and back on this field. He's a big key to our offensive line.
Well, we got to give a Hot Spring that up front. They are really dominating the game, and they got good size, good speed, and I think that's the difference in the ball game right now. As far as our skilled people, as good as theirs, but up front they're really
I agree, and
bringing it to us.
with having that size and speed up front, it really opens up your secondary to just stick to man coverage, and that's exactly what we're seeing is just uh, cover one, just one safety in the back, and they're just manning up on all of our receivers because they have that core defense. As he gets up off the field, number 72, Key gets up off the field and walks off on his own, which is very good to see. Definitely a cramp as he's trying to trying to stomp it out of there. I don't think that's how it works, but but yeah, back to that this Trojans defense. Yeah, they have that strong core up front, and then this linebacker package, which leaves the rest of your secondary to just man up and do what backyard football. What everybody loves to do is just man up
Yeah.
and see who's better than the other. And it's 1st and 10 right here on the 47. As Patterson tries to escape the pocket, but can't quite do it as he's met in the backfield for about a loss of 3 on the play. And that will do it for this first half. It is 46-7. The Trojans on top of your Hope Bobcats. A bunch of things to work on, especially on the really both sides of the football, but especially this offensive line. We just really need to find what's best for us. I know this defensive line is very tough, but the offensive line just needs to really step it up a little bit. On the defensive side of the ball, um, we're just getting beat over the top on all the passes. Every pass is beating us over the top, um, which I know it's hard to play conservative because they have a really, really good running back as well. Just a bunch to work on and there's a bunch to talk about in this halftime break.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Hot Springs have a real fine football team, and they're showing it tonight, especially
Absolutely.
dominating the game up front and being able to pass the ball the way they're doing it. It's give them a lot of credit. That's good. That's a fine football team.
Very, very fine football team here in Hot Springs. Before we go to break, we want to thank a couple of our sponsors. We want to thank Pafford Medical Services. Let us take care of everything. Also, Heather Manor Nursing and Rehabilitation, providing your loved ones with the care they deserve. I'm Ryan Holly. I'm here with Coach Ricky Rhodes, and we'll be back.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage. Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
Tonight's performance is the next installment of this year's show entitled Orpheus in the Underworld. Tonight, the band is under the field command of Natalia Naranjo, starring in the role of Piggy. Piggy, is your band ready? You may begin your journey.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage. sports coverage.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
Bradley goes in motion. Cool, quick, fast.
Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage. Neighborhood Network bringing you breaking news and sports coverage.
All right, and welcome back to the second half of Hope Bobcat football. We are here in Hot Springs playing the Trojans. Right now, your score is 46-7. The Trojans over your Bobcats. I'm Ryan Holly. I'm here with Coach Ricky Rhodes, and we want to thank Swark today for allowing us to be here tonight announcing this game. And we are right here at the opening kickoff. Your Bobcats will be receiving this kick, and it will be a little squib kick, and it'll be a fair catch by Zion Brown at the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for your Hope Bobcats. This game has been a little disturbing for our defense tonight. We're just getting beat over the top in the secondary, and on top of that, their running back is having a great game.
Well, I've always thought that football games are won in the trenches, and right now we're being dominated inside the trenches, and we're just not able to do what we need to do. No pressure on the quarterback. He can throw the long ball. They're getting it 4 or 5 yards when they want it.
Exactly, and then this defensive line right here, as we're about to see, we got Church right with Zion Brown, the lone receiver on the left, with Lindsey in the backfield with Patterson. And Patterson does a great job escaping the pocket right there, and he just slides down. That's exactly what we need to see from Patterson, as that's a big gain of 5 yards right there. We'll see 2nd and 5. Like I was saying, this defensive front for the Trojans tonight has just been outstanding. They're just as soon as the ball's snapped, they're in the backfield. We got to let's see if our offensive line has came up with a game plan. Our offensive line coach come up with a game plan to just try to slow this defensive front down, because I don't think we're going to be able to stop them completely, but just slow them down enough to give Lindsey enough time to break this tackle, or Patterson enough time to throw it. And as they sure did, get a completion to Zion Brown as he breaks one tackle, just couldn't quite get away from him. That's a big gain right there for about 14 yards.
Yeah, Zion did a good job of getting into that zone and finding a soft spot, and he settled right there. And Patterson was able to find him for a good game.
Well, we did see Zion Brown hobble off a little bit, holding his ankle. Maybe just twisted it right there at the end as he's on the sideline getting that looked at. But a big gain right there for the Bobcats as we see looks like number 18 checking into the game. Deontay Williams, he's a sophomore, wide receiver on the lone side on the left right here. And it's going to be a counter play to Gully as he powers his way through that first line and just gets completely stopped for a good gain of about 4 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6. That was a great run right there by Gully. Just gets they went down, seen the big man running the football, just grabbed him in the ankles, and then the linebackers came and finished the job right there.
They made changes.
Yeah, as we see a bunch of second string players for this Trojans defense. The score the way it is, I don't blame them. Getting these younger guys some experience. As we got a 2nd down. Big time throw right there for Monk. Just tries to high point it, just can't bring it in right there. It's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 6 on the play.
Monk did a good job of running his power and getting himself open just a little high. But give Monk credit for trying to get up and get that ball. It was a good effort.
I agree. That's exactly what you want to see for a receiver, trying to high point that ball, keeping it out of the defense's reach. As we do see the Trojans are in zone for this second half with the second string. Um, the first half they were all manned up, best on best, but now we're seeing them drop back in the zone, right at about 10 yards off the line. Well, let's see if we can't have Patterson take advantage of that as he escapes the pocket again with a big room to run, and he's going to run right into the end zone as Tyler Patterson scores on a big time run right there, keeps the ball, sees there's nobody in front of him, and just takes off running up the middle. Coach, that was a great run by Patterson.
Yeah, that's what you like to see out of your quarterback. I think everyone was covered, and he saw green grass in front of him. He took off running. No one was near him. That was just great effort on Tyler's part.
Yeah, I think the defensive line stunted on the outside gaps right there and just left the middle wide open. We've seen a double team by our center right there on one of the defensive tackles, and Tyler Patterson seen that gap open up and just took off right through it. And that ball will be blocked.
You can't advance
That
those.
PAT will be blocked, and
You can't advance it in high school football in Arkansas.
no, you can, but in college that might have been a return right there.
Oh yeah.
But that was a great run by Patterson as that brings the score to 46-13. Your Bobcats are down in this game.
That was good recognition out of Tyler. And that, I understand the game is well over. But that's good recognition. It's something he can carry into our next ball game, and
I agree.
we can learn from that.
That touchdown will be sponsored by Burke and Walker. You can count on Burke and Walker to assist you with all your tax and bookkeeping needs. And we have Ramos out here to kick off to the Trojans.
Romo's still perfect. That's a block. That wasn't a miss.
That's right. That's exactly right. That was not an attempt. That was just a block. I agree. It is 46-13 here in this the second half. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left to go as that ball will be returned. And he has an opening, but it will be brought down right at about the 44-yard line. Decent return right there for the Trojans. It'll be 1st and 10.
This is a good time for us to take advantage of our special teams, make sure we get good special team play, make sure we're getting people on the field, which we hadn't had any problems with that, but, just little things you can work on, you can still
Exactly.
work and get better.
We do see some backups on offense as well. Again, I don't blame them. Don't want anybody to get hurt unnecessarily for this Hot Springs team. Let's see if this second string can do that same hurry up offense, though. That'd be pretty nice to see. And that will be a false start, absolutely. I've seen it on this little wing back right here, jumped off sides. It's going to be a false start against the Trojans, brings it back to 1st and 15, right at about the 38-yard line. This is a good time to work on our defensive mechanics right here. Looks like we're going to be manned up. That's a great job right here to work on our craft on defense. That will be a run up the middle, and it will be good enough for about 4 yards on the play for 2nd and 11. They're going to count that 3 yards, for 2nd and 12.
I tell you, Gully, he hadn't stopped playing. He
No,
came up and smacked that guy just where it ought to be done right then.
exactly. Like you want to make sure we just keep doing our job. No matter who's in front of us, you want to get the ball. As we show Bliss, but I believe they're going to call another false start on this offense. And it will be another false start. Brings it back. It's going to be about 2nd and 17 for this Trojans
Yeah,
backup offense.
yeah, they got the second group in there right now, and the timing is not good. The cadence with the quarterback is not good right now.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like it's a much younger quarterback. Good experience right here against a well-rounded defense. As there goes Gully right there, along with Juan Ortiz for the tackle.
Yeah,
No gain on the play as they are met right at the line of scrimmage.
yeah.
Brings up 3rd and long for the Trojans. As we are pressed up on the receivers out here on the outsides. And they are going deep, and they do have a receiver, but it is well covered by our safety right there. That was a great job by the Bobcat safety.
Who is that? Okay, I couldn't see that number. Can
We
you
cannot see the number. He's already running towards the sideline as Love trots on to receive this punt.
All right, there was a,
And we got Isaac Love back in the back to return this punt. We a high spiraled punt with a very friendly roll. Rolls for about 10, 12 yards right there, Coach, right at about the 22-yard line. And Hope will take over in this third quarter with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go.
yeah, we got on a punt like that, and I know it's well away from Love, but the object is for having him back there to catch that ball so it don't get that roll.
I agree. Yeah, that punt was well over here on the left hash,
Yeah,
and it was just actually closer to the sideline than it was the hash.
yeah. But this girl had a great bounce, just right of bounds.
It really was. It looked like a spiral and just hit the very bottom of the nose of the football and just kept rolling. As we get first and 10 for the Hope Bobcats, right at about the 21-yard line, 22-yard line, excuse me. We got doubles formation with Lindsay in the backfield. Patterson calling an audible right now, and it will be a pass play, and he will be going deep on the outside, and that ball will be tipped but not completely caught. That's Isaac Love, the intended receiver.
You know what I like about Isaac? I saw him then. He boxed that guy out, gave the ball opportunity to fall over into his hands, and that's excellent pass running the route and boxing out. That's great.
I agree. I think Zion Brown checks himself out of this game. He's still limping with that ankle injury. That's very smart. Let's get someone else in there, and let's get fully healed up before we check back into the game. That's how you really hurt yourself. As we get number 18 back into the game, Deontay Williams, a sophomore at receiver, and I think they're going to be called for a false start against the Bobcats. That's the small things we can't afford to happen right now in this stage of the game. That's what we need to work on is perfecting that craft, especially on that offensive front. That brings us back 5 more yards for second and 15.
No, and I agree with you. We've got to just the small things that we don't do right is now the time to really work on them.
Because in a big game, here in these weeks coming up, we might be in a big situation and mess around and get one of those false start calls, kind of like we did in Ashdown in Nashville. As that ball will be dumped off to Lindsay for a big gain for about 7 yards on the play. It's going to bring up third and 8.
Fourth quarter.
And that will be the end of this third quarter. Coming into the fourth quarter, we're moving the ball pretty good right here. Coach, I think we might should have passed the ball a little bit earlier on in this game. I understand, we have a great running back, been doing great all 3 weeks so far. But once we seen that defensive front, I think we should have elected to pass the ball a little sooner. But that still doesn't change the fact that that defensive line just breaking through our offensive front every single time and giving Patterson trouble. You definitely don't want to get your running back hurt, but you definitely don't want to get your starting quarterback hurt as
Yeah.
well.
But I think in situations like this, we just stick to your knitting. You don't want to do anything that you don't do. Just play the game and make sure that you're executing what you're trying to do.
Yep. We want to make sure we thank Farmers Bank and Trust, easy banking for busy living. Visit myfarmers.bank as it is third and 7 right now for your Hope Bobcats. As that ball will be hiked, Patterson runs out of the pocket. There's a flag on the play, and he just runs out of bounds. Doesn't want to get hit late in this game, but there will be a flag on the play.
Holding.
It might be holding against the Bobcats.
Yeah, I saw one of our guys just, trying to protect his quarterback and kind of grab the lineman.
Yeah, it was a holding call. I think he might have did it right when Patterson decided to roll out and escape the pocket. Um, as that brings up third and very long. Third and 18 to be exact. 46 for your for the Trojans, 13 for your Bobcats. On third and 18, let's see if we can't make something happen right here. As Love fires off the line and he has him open, just gets batted away. Great effort by the cornerback right there. That ball had quite a bit of air on it.
I think Love had a step on him. That ball was kind of hung and floated a little bit. Kind of waited on it. The defender caught up with him.
Yeah, what you want to do right there is you see the size difference in Love and this cornerback. You know, it's obviously a second string quarterback, very underclassman. You want to do like he's been doing all night, just put your body into him.
Yeah.
Make sure your hands don't extend, but put your body into him and both make him. And that's a bad snap into the end zone, but Patterson recovers it and gets a little low line drive kick, and that ball was tipped, Coach. That's gonna be Hope Bobcat football.
I think you're
And
right.
it will be Hope Bobcat football. That ball was tipped as Patterson gets a bad snap, kicks it in the end zone, and kicks it, and that ball was tipped by the returnman, and it will be Hope Bobcat football. But back to what we were saying about that one-on-one coverage right there. Yeah, Love just needs to basically overpower that underclassman and just go up at the same time with him, knowing he can jump higher and
Just make it a jump ball.
make it a jump ball right there. Don't try to run it. Don't try to overrun the ball. This is exactly what happened. He just overran that floater right there and just couldn't make the grab. But here we are again, first down and 10 for the Hope Bobcats offense, right at the 36-yard line. And it's going to be a run play right there. That's Ford, I believe, number 28, as he fights for about 6 yards. That's a great run right there.
And I watched the line, and they are doing a great job. They're getting off on the snap, getting down, making the blocks. The hole was there, gave Ford somewhere to go. And I understand this is not the first team line, but that's good execution by the Bobcats. And that's what you want to see.
It really is. And yeah, it's definitely not their first string defense right now, but going back to what we said earlier, this is the time right here to work on your mistakes. Perfect those mistakes and make sure they don't happen in a big game. As I believe that was a botched play right there. It's supposed to be a handoff, but the two running backs thought it was going to be a quarterback draw, I guess. But Patterson still gets 2 yards on the draw right there. It's going to be third and about 1 on the play. As Zion Brown is still on the sideline, I don't think we'll see him again this game, Coach. And I don't blame uh, Coach Turner for that one at all. Make sure he's healthy and fully healthy for next game. And it also gives Deontay Williams some great experience right here. As Patterson is hit, that is a fumble right there on the play. As Patterson's hit from the blind side, and that fumble will be returned all the way inside the 10-yard line. But there is a late flag on the Trojan sideline. And I think it's going to be a line infraction.
Yeah.
Too many players off or on the field right there. And their head coach is not happy about that at all.
Yeah. But I honestly believe the official ran into someone running down the sideline, and that's going to be a penalty against the team.
It's going to bring them back a little bit. As the referee is telling the line judges to make sure that they keep the teams off the sideline, and that will. As that should bring the ball back 5 yards, I think, Coach.
Okay.
Unless they were just warning. Unless it was a warning, they just picked the flag up, but I doubt it. And actually, it is going to be just a warning, as that ball will be placed on the 10-yard line. first and goal from the 10-yard line for the Trojans as they will just opt to do a read option right there. Quarterback keeps it, and he will be in for a touchdown. That's a really good run right there by that young quarterback. Um, just
Yeah,
reads it perfectly. The defensive end just bit on the little zone right there for the running back, and quarterback just takes it in for an easy touchdown.
yeah, that was a great read, and it gave him an opportunity to make a touchdown.
Ended up breaking a tackle and bulldozing his way past the secondary and gets a touchdown for the Trojans. It's 52-13. Trojans over our Bobcats before this PAT. 5 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in this final quarter of play. And that field goal, that PA2 will be good. It's 53-13 right now. Hot Springs Trojans over our Hope Bobcats with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in this final quarter of play. As Donovan Mitchell is our kick returner, and he was on our defense, so he's just going to stay out there. He knows where he's supposed to be.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me, that's Kerrigan back there.
I haven't saw Donovan lately. I don't know if he's out with an injury, but he has not been back in the game here.
You're right, Coach. We haven't seen Donovan back in the game. Kerrigan has been back there these last few returns. Um, again with this score right now, let's make sure we get our key players, keep them healthy.
Yeah.
If they're injured or if they have something tweaked, make sure they get it tended to and keep these guys healthy for
Right.
these upcoming weeks. So it will be Kerrigan back there with Monk, Gully, and Love to return this kick. Right at 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this final quarter of play, as this ball just will be pooched. And Monk will bobble it right there, but picks it back up and pushes for a little gain about 5 yards, as that ball will be marked at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 34 for your Hope Bobcats.
And here come our offense. Yes, I don't want to see sloppy play. I just want to just stick to the knitting, to the things that have been taught. Uh, perform well, and let's go home and regroup and come back next week ready to play football.
I agree 100%, Coach. Let's make sure we work on our craft right here and make sure we are ready for next week and the weeks to follow. As we also see number 13, Josh Williams, check into the game at receiver. And that will be a run by Ford right up the middle. Big gain right there for about 13. Great hard run right there by Ford.
That's just excellent job of the front line. Again, I understand that we have subs in the ball game, but they're doing what they've been taught, and that's what you want to see. You want to see them just stick to their knitting. I keep saying stick to the knitting
Exactly.
and play football.
As we still have Isaac Love, the lone receiver, out here on the right side. He's not coming out the game until that final whistle blows. That's just who he is. As he's running a go route, and Patterson will find him on that go route, and he will make the catch, but just can't quite hold on to the football. As he had the catch, just couldn't quite hold on to it. That will be 2nd down and 10.
We've seen Love all year make that catch, so we know there had to be something just odd or something's wrong.
Yeah, I think it's a mental thing. I think he sees this scoreboard and actually he is limping off the field a little bit. He actually went out the end zone right there, going back to the sideline. As something, you might be right, Coach. Something might not be right. Could have jammed his fingers. He's
Yeah.
kind of holding his hands.
And now, 10 times out of 10, he catch that football.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's not one to drop a pass, and
No.
I think it is he might have jammed a finger right there, Coach. He's keeping those hands up towards his waist. And with that timeout, I'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors for tonight's game. Rolling Right Automotive for all your automotive and towing needs. Also, Brazil Oakcrest, the funeral home, we care. And Pafford Medical Services, let us take care of everything. Oh yeah, let's for the rest of this game. You know, we got 2 minutes left in the game, 2 minutes and 2 seconds to be exact. It's 53-13. The Hot Springs Trojans over the Hope Bobcats. Let's just keep our heads held high, continue to work on our craft, and let's move on to these next couple weeks coming up, Coach.
Yeah, I agree, and they were doing a good job right now, just doing working on fundamentals, keeping it basic, and that's what we don't want to say. Not having enough people on the field at times, you know.
I agree, and as I said earlier, you know, Love's not coming off the field until this final whistle blows as he trots back on, and that will be an incomplete pass to number 13, Josh Williams, another sophomore, getting his reps in right here as a sophomore on this varsity football team. It's nice to see um, underclassmen coming in and getting some reps in. Very good experience for later on in their high school careers, especially coming into next year as a junior. You know, he's going to get especially some more snaps at that receiver position.
Yeah.
It will be 3rd and 10 for the Hope Bobcats as Patterson goes for Love again. And that ball will be almost intercepted, but will be dropped by the Trojans defensive back right there.
I say he threw right into double coverage, but I know what he was trying to do. Now he was one over top and one underneath. That's about to be the ball would have been a perfect place.
And Love did a great job of coming back to seeing the ball. He kind of wanted to run a little post route right there, but seeing that Patterson threw the fade, he came back, used his body, not his hands. Make sure you use your body, not your hands against the defensive back, because that way the refs know you're going for the ball and not for the defensive back, so you don't get that pass interference call. But he did a great job of using his body to try to get that ball, try to get that play. And we will go for it on 4th down, and that ball will be incomplete, intended for Ford, right up the middle, right up the seam from the running back spot. And that would be a turnover on downs with just 10 seconds. I believe this clock is just going to get ran out. And that will be all for tonight. For the final score, you have Hot Springs Trojans 53, your Hope Bobcats 13. Just a very good Hot Springs football team. Very good defense and offense. The quarterback is absolutely the real deal. Did everything right. I don't think they did anything wrong tonight, Coach. And you know you can only try to keep up. And you know we had a lot of mistakes, a lot of things couldn't work. Our offensive line really wasn't giving us enough push against that great defense. But you know we're past tonight. It's time to move on to next week and the weeks after that. Let's keep our heads up and let's focus on this practice coming up next week. I'm Ryan Holly. This is Swark Today. Thank you, Coach Ricky Rhodes. Thank you, Coach. And we will see you next time.